Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Gamer Guild podcast, your one-stop shop for all things in the wide world of video games. I'm your co-host, Cody Robertson.
And I'm your co-host, Noah Bowers.
With a new haircut.
Yes.
With a new haircut, everybody. Everybody look.
All right.
Everybody look at it.
Thanks for pointing that out, Cody.
I got it out
Can
of the way.
always trust you. This week, it's Nintendo's turn to reveal a bunch of new games, plus some more controversy surrounding the esports industry.
That's right. We'll cover all this and more right here on the Gamer Guild podcast. This week, Noah, let's go right into the new releases. Wasn't a whole lot this week, but there was one really big one that we're going to get to. So we did have a Nintendo Direct this week that happened on Tuesday. This first game for the new releases was a shadow drop during that Direct.
Okay.
Is Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. So this is a remake of Metal Slug Attack, which is a tower defense kind of sort of a Plants vs. Zombies type game.
Okay.
But if you've heard of Metal Slug, it takes place in the Metal Slug universe.
Gotcha.
So, dude, I love Metal Slug. Metal Slug is one of my favorite arcade games ever.
Of course you do.
Oh, my goodness. I have so many great memories of that game. Never played Metal Slug Attack. It's got a pretty decent following, though. People seem to like it a lot. Kind of an interesting concept, though, but I think it works. Like, the art style of Metal Slug really seems to work for that type of gameplay, I think. So, you know, I think it could work. It looks pretty cool. It's only $10, and it is on everything.
That's not bad.
Every single console.
$10?
Yep. Every single console, including last gens. So,
awesome.
Pretty much anyone can play it. It dropped on Tuesday. So, yeah, check it out if you're into that. If you're into, like, you need something to scratch that Plants vs. Zombies itch, you know, kind of hadn't heard a lot, I guess, since Garden Warfare 2. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what they're doing these days.
Who makes that franchise?
I have no idea anymore. Yeah. I mean, I don't have an iPhone 3 anymore, so.
Wow. It was actually called the iPhone 3G.
Oh, yes. Excuse me. I should have known.
Thank you very much.
I had the 3GS. Oh, I was very fancy. Yeah, I was fancy.
Yeah, I used to be a tech bro back in the day, so
Whoa.
I took that very seriously.
Oh, wow. Nice. I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought it was cool.
We can't start talking about Apple because I'm going to get all
you're going to take a
up.
bite of that apple, right?
Just like the logo.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, next one for the new releases. I think you talked about this a little bit, Noah, recently.
Did I?
Still Wakes the Deep. Now, this is, I think you brought, this was revealed a while ago. I think you brought it up then.
Oh, okay.
This is a horror game by the Chinese Room. It's $35. It's on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Came out Tuesday, June 18th. It's a first-person horror game. Takes place on an oil rig. And I saw the gameplay for this during the reveal. The trailer was really interesting looking, very creepy setting, like that kind of oil rig, very dark and creepy, and you know, there's rain and waves crashing everywhere. You don't really know what's going on.
It's a nice ambiance.
Oh yeah,
that's a cool setting for a horror game. An oil rig.
Oh yeah.
Is it abandoned or are you like working on it?
I think that it's inhabited and there's like something bad's happening there.
Gotcha.
Something like that. Yeah, but the Chinese Room is a pretty decent studio. $35, pretty decent deal for a video game. You know, it's got a 74 on Metacritic. Not bad. You know, so check it out if you're into your first-person horror games. I know those are having a big resurgence these days, so yeah, maybe something.
We saw a lot during the Summer Game Fest.
Yeah,
a lot announced.
True.
I would love to see more, just games in general taking place on like an oil rig. I feel like there's
like an oil rig simulator.
That's really like catching my interest. Like I feel like you could do a lot of stuff with like political statements as well, like talking about you know, how
like an oil strategy, like an oil tycoon. Maybe
you do oil tycoon, or you could do like, you know, a horror one where the real villain is just the corporation itself.
There Will Be Blood, the video game.
There you go. I'm saying.
Oil Tycoon Gas Idle Factory. It's got 4.4 rating on the Google Play Store. So you can check
downloading right now as we speak.
We'll check it out. Anyway, that still Wakes the Deep. Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. You know, you're right. Oil rig is a pretty cool setting.
Cool setting.
Yeah. You know what you could do? Oh. You could hop into Microsoft Flight Simulator and try and land on one of those bad boys when it drops sometime this year. I don't know when, because we haven't had a full release date yet. Yeah, they're supposed to have helicopters, but
that'd be dope.
Yeah, that still Wakes the Deep. There you go. Check it out if you're into your first-person horror games. Looks pretty cool. All right, let's get to the big one, Noah.
Last but not least.
Here we go.
Woo!
Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
It's here.
It's here.
Finally.
This was highly anticipated. This was revealed, I think, at the Game Awards a couple years ago, right? Or another Jeff Keighley production, maybe. Definitely a Jeff Keighley production. But yeah, we saw the trailer for it a couple years ago. I'm hearing very positive reviews about this expansion. So, okay, first of all, it's an expansion to Elden Ring. You do need the base game to play it. You also need to beat 2 bosses to access the DLC. So it's a $40 DLC, and then you need to beat Radon and Moog, Lord of Blood. Those are the 2 bosses you need to beat, and then you can get into the Shadow of the Erdtree expansion, which I hear is amazing.
Yeah.
It has a 95 on Metacritic at the time I made the script. So
right.
That's incredible. So good.
Highest one since The Witcher's Blood and Wine DLC, I believe.
Nice.
So my younger brother was already playing this on
wow.
my way here. So he has like a...
Oh, yeah, dropped today, right?
Dropped today,
Yeah.
so he's already playing it. And I was like, oh, so you already beat those bosses? So he's like, oh yeah, this is my new game +3 character.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, what? And then he pulled up like his game. So he's like level 222.
Dang.
He has like 200 something hours on that save.
Oh,
and he's like, but that's including all my new game pluses. And I was like, oh, of course.
Of course, yeah.
So he's already in the environment, checking it out, doing all the quests and stuff. I've heard it's very difficult.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And that's coming from some of the journalists that had their hands on it early. In fact, they gave journalists a guide just so they could like try and see everything faster than the average player.
Right.
Since they obviously want to get articles and reviews out in time. But yeah, there's a lot of different collectibles, a lot of different hidden enemies in this one. So a lot of unique challenges for fans of Elden Ring and the From Software games. It sounds like they put a lot of effort, a lot of work into this, and it looks to be a smashing success already.
Yeah, put a lot of love into it, just like FromSoft always does.
Of course.
Right? I mean, my goodness. Yeah, like I said, 95 on Metacritic is just a crazy high score. It'll probably peter out here.
Yeah, that might just be fanboys,
Yeah, that's
dropping.
usually how these Metacritic things go. Like, I think Destiny 2, the final shape was at a 90 or a 92, and then it dropped down a little bit to like an 89 or something. So I think it's sitting at an 89 right now, but it's going to be the same thing here. But still, 95 is an incredible accomplishment. I think it had like 59 reviews or something, which is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, boy, oh boy. And I hear there's some new weapon types that you can mess around with.
I believe so,
which
yes.
That's kind of the signature of Elden Ring, trying out all the weapon types and all the builds you can do, So it seems like just giving you even more replay value to a game that has so much replay value already.
Yeah, and it's experiencing so much of a resurgence, even though it released last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2023, right?
Okay,
yeah,
so last year, because most recently, the largest streamer on the platform on Twitch, Kai Cenat, did a marathon on the stream where he went to try and beat all of Elden Ring, and he did it. It took him like 100-something hours.
Yeah.
A lot of different tries, but he's more of a variety streamer, does kind of like the lifestyle content and stuff like that.
Right.
But he does games as well, and his audience is huge.
Right.
I mean, he had Kevin Hart and Drewski calling LeBron James on his stream like last week.
Dang.
I don't know if you saw that. He had like 600,000 viewers on that.
Wow.
He had it was called like a sleepover stream. He had Kevin Hart and Drewski, and they all like spent the night and like had shenanigans. So he exposed a lot of the casual fan base and maybe people that haven't played a lot of From Software games to Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And he's already said he's going to be playing the DLC.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to be continuing my character. We're going to have a whole nother big event for it. So this is still right in the cultural zeitgeist of everything gaming. A lot of our esports Discord, a lot of them were excited for this DLC to drop. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing that in the activity feed for the next week or so.
If you can handle it.
Yeah.
Man.
I was even considering like starting a stream, maybe even on the AU Esports stream, where like I've never played a From Software game, just trying it out for the first time, no guides or anything like that, and like seeing how far I can get.
Oh man, it's a journey. I started Elden Ring semi recently. I liked it a lot. It's definitely, I would say, the most approachable FromSoft game, probably right off the bat. People go to Bloodborne a lot, but Bloodborne's pretty brutal.
No, I haven't heard Bloodborne being accessible. I've heard it's good.
No, okay, yeah, good people, but people recommend it a lot.
Gotcha.
Kind of as the first FromSoft. No. Elden Ring, definitely way more accessible for kind of a more casual audience, like you were saying. But yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, I'm excited to try and go back to it. Obviously, I'm not anywhere near where I need to be to access the DLC. So I'm thinking maybe I'll play through the game, and then by the time I get to like Moog and Radon, then it'll like be on sale or something, and so I can pick it up.
Yeah, my brother I think had pre-ordered the game, so I guess he got like the digital deluxe edition or whatever. So he just got the DLC for free whenever it dropped.
Okay.
I'm guessing he paid for it little more when he pre-ordered it, but yeah, there wasn't any upfront cost when he was able to download it.
Nice.
And he's on it. He's playing.
Yeah, there you go. Well, since we're talking about FromSoft, we have a real quick headline from Hidetaka Miyazaki, is is he the CEO? He is the CEO of FromSoft. He was quoted in an interview. If you want to bring up the quote, Noah,
I'll bring it up real quick.
Just talking about all these layoffs going on in 2024 that have just been really rocking the industry. And I've mentioned in the podcast, his name escapes me right now, but the president of Nintendo at the time when the Wii U was out took a 50% pay cut to avoid layoffs. So, Hidetaka Miyazaki is just expressing his concern for layoffs in the industry. And he basically said to the effect that
I have it pulled up.
He basically said layoffs aren't going to happen while I'm at FromSoft, which is just, a good reassurance. Now, we'll see. Business is volatile, but it's a good reassurance, if nothing else.
Here's the direct quote. He said, "Speaking to myself and this company, I want to say that this is not something I would wish on the staff at From Software in a million years." This referring to layoffs. Miyazaki said, "I'm pretty sure our parent company, Kadokawa, understands that and also shares that view." End quote. So, yeah, and so far they've been pretty immune to any of these layoffs. From Software hasn't had any issues as far as we know. And in fact, they've been expanding significantly since the release of Elden Ring.
They've been a real gem this year, especially. Now, they've been around for a while. Yeah. But man, and
they're a Japanese studio. Mm-hmm. That's something to be clarified. A lot of these layoffs that are happening are usually on these Western studios and American-based or otherwise. Same with Capcom. Capcom's Japanese studio, they haven't had any layoffs. And in fact, remember, we had the story about them giving their long-standing employees a raise.
Yep.
So what
are they doing differently over there? I don't know. Guess we'll have to get to the bottom of it on the Gamer Guild. We'll see.
Do some investigative journalism.
I guess if you make really good games that are pretty... that are
maybe less corporate greed as well.
Maybe not
so. Deeply instilled into the culture, whereas here in America and Western capitalism, it's very much a dog-eat-dog world out there, unfortunately.
It's about that bottom line.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nintendo, Noah, that's all for the new releases this week, but let's get into this Nintendo Direct we had on Tuesday. My goodness.
I totally forgot this was happening,
Me too.
By the way.
It's because too much stuff was happening.
So
we had the Xbox showcase, we had Summer Game Fest, it's like all this stuff was going on, and then, oh my goodness, now there's a Nintendo thing. Jeepers creepers, man. All right, let's talk about these reveals, because I have a lot of things that I'm excited about, and some things I'm like, okay, that's a decision. So let's get into it. What's one that you saw that really jumped out at you from the Nintendo Direct? We had a lot of stuff. So what do you think? You see something like? Did you watch it like live? Or?
I did not watch it live. I followed along afterwards. Probably the one I'm most intrigued by is either Mario and Luigi Brothership,
cool,
or Metroid Prime 4.
There you go. All right.
Either one of those two, because Mario and Luigi is definitely going to be a fun one. I think I could play like with one of my brothers and go through. And it's been so long since we've had a game in that series. But speaking of so long since we've had a game in that series, Metroid Prime 4, has been wanted for so long. Feels like decades at this point.
Metroid Prime 4, for those that don't know, Metroid Prime 4 was revealed in 2017.
And I did watch that one live.
Yes.
I remember
We
that.
all did, Noah. We all watched it live.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Been a long time. We finally saw some gameplay. Finally. And I gotta say, it looks like a Metroid Prime game, all right.
All right.
That scanner looked pretty good. And that was like that's the one thing everybody's worried about, that scanner. How's it gonna look? That scanner looks good. Looks pretty good.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying, I've seen this online. They're saying it looks like maybe the graphics are a little better than a Switch, so it might be on the Switch successor. I don't really see how you could tell that from the trailer.
I don't know about that.
There's some rumors swirling around. I think it makes sense just with the timeline they presented with us. So the Switch 2 is happening. Like, they revealed it in that tweet like a month ago or whatever it was. Most likely going to be revealed maybe right before the end of the year is what people are saying. Maybe a 2025 release.
Yeah, I think we're not going to be seeing the actual release until next year, but it sounds like they're going to announce it by the end of this year.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Get those pre-orders in before the holiday season, right? So people are speculating, hey, maybe Metroid Prime 4 is going to come out on the successor to the Switch. I'm thinking maybe it'll be just, this is just me spitballing. I have no reason to think this whatsoever, but I'm just thinking maybe it'll be a Breath of the Wild situation where it was Wii U and Switch at the same time. Maybe Metroid Prime 4 is Switch 2 at the same time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or maybe there's a PS4 PS5 situation where you get the PS4 game and then there's an upgrade to PS5. Maybe it's that. Who knows?
I could see them just releasing it on both because I don't think the capabilities are going to be that much different from the Switch to the Switch 2.
Yeah, I really don't.
It'll be higher quality, yeah, but I think it's been in development for so long. I think they're developing it to be able to release on both.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think the release date, the 2025 release date, to me was like, okay, probably successor, and then Metroid Prime 4, there's just going to be a riot if people can't play it on the first Switch. So you got to release it on 2,
Yeah, but people, maybe not, because maybe they want this to be the thing that drives the sales for the
maybe
the sequel console.
Who knows? Only time will tell. But yeah, I'm super excited for Metroid Prime 4, dude. Oh my goodness. Metroid is one of my favorite franchises. I have a Samus tattoo on my arm. I love Metroid so much. My son plays with my Samus amiibo all the time, and it's awesome.
Oh, amiibos.
Yeah. Yes. That's the only reason I buy them, because my son likes them. I don't actually really use them.
Sure, Cody, because your son likes them.
I don't have a closet full of them. No, definitely not.
There's another one I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And that's going to be the new Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah.
So this one was announced. This one, obviously, it doesn't look like the next main title in the series. It's kind of like a spin-off, which we've seen on like some of the DSs before. And in this one, Zelda will be the main playable character. It looks like Link has gone missing or trapped somewhere along those lines. And
trapped
Zelda
in a dark chasm of some kind.
Will be the main protagonist. I think this is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be fun. I think a lot of the spin-off games have been pretty cool, especially the Wind Waker ones. Those kind of have a special place in my heart.
Like Phantom Hourglass.
Spirit Tracks.
That's right.
Kind of made like a trilogy with Wind Waker. I love Wind Waker. That one's my favorite of the franchise. And so them continuing that art style and adding some cool game mechanics on those ones were really cool. And I think we're going to be seeing that here with Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah. So this is actually this is the same art style as the Link's Awakening remake, which I thought was really cool. Love this art style a lot. So I'm really happy to see them continue that. It's a brand new story. That's pretty cool. Zelda is the main character. You play as Zelda. I'm like, all right, cool. We know Zelda has some cool magic that she uses, and we see it in like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. She's got it in like Smash Bros and stuff like that. So, she's got
Skyward Sword. She had some
definitely
magic for sure. So I think they're going to be expanding upon it as well in this one.
Yeah, I think, never count Nintendo out. I will say the gameplay we saw, I was like, all right, I'm not sure, because if you see the gameplay in the trailer, it's like Zelda uses her wand to make copies of objects in the world, right? You take a copy of a table and then you stack them and it makes like a little staircase or whatever.
Right.
And you can go up it. And I was like, okay. Now that could be cool. That could be like a Tears of the Kingdom, Fuse, and Ultra Hand situation. You can make some cool stuff, maybe. I mean, even the UI kind of looked like that Tears of the Kingdom slider, kind of thing. So I was like, never count Nintendo out. But my knee-jerk reaction was like, oh man, I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be anything revolutionary.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what they're going for at all. No,
I think it's cool that we finally get to play as Zelda in a Legend of Zelda game. I think that's just a cool aspect of it that a lot of people are going to be interested in. It's obviously not going to be as big as Breath of the Wild or anything like that. Do we know if the next one in the franchise is going to be in the same Breath of the Wild universe? Did they already confirm that? I'm going to say this. I'm ready to move on from that.
Yeah, me too.
From Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I was already kind of not really jazzed about them going back to make a direct sequel.
I wasn't either, but I really liked it. And I liked it a lot better than Breath of the Wild, in fact. I wasn't super into Breath of the Wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was into it. It was like a 4 out of 5, whereas for most people it's a 5 out of 5, right?
Well, Tears looked like it was definitely a good innovation on everything that they brought in Breath of the Wild.
Like, I feel like Tears is what Breath of the Wild should have been, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just the environment felt so empty in Breath of the Wild to me,
I can agree with that.
I get it's post-apocalyptic, but like, I don't know, it felt so much more lively in Tears of the Kingdom, and like that, just the inhabitants really filled in the world a lot better, I
Yeah.
think. And, I had a lot of complaints like some other people about like the weapon durability system.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't really like that. That's not Zelda. I wasn't really like that's not Zelda kind of guy. But I was like, oh, I'm not crazy about this weapon durability thing. It's kind of annoying having to like switch it out every time. But they really did a pretty good thing with Tears of the Kingdom with trying to like kind of mitigate that without actually taking it away.
Getting rid of it, yeah.
I mean, just really, really smart.
It was a great next step, great sequel.
Yeah.
I think it's still a great game. I'm such a big fan of the franchise because of how often they change it up.
Yeah.
And how often they're able to transport you to like an entirely new world with the same characters and same like lore that you're used to, but like give you a completely different story.
Yeah.
I mean, going from, I think it was Wind Waker straight to Twilight Princess.
Yeah, man.
On the same console.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
It was
wow.
both on the GameCube.
And then
That's crazy.
yeah. And then
They're both phenomenal.
And then Twilight Princess, and then Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Which is a completely different thing. And then Skyward Sword of Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
Like, what is going on here?
So,
and then you had a completely different series on the handheld systems too. Man,
but now we're going from Breath of the Wild to Tears. And I'm worried that because Tears was also very successful, they're just going to go from Tears to the next one.
Yeah.
And make it a trilogy. I want them to just let it go. Innovate a little.
I mean, it's going to be a while now because it came out last year.
For sure.
But, man, like I said, never count Nintendo out, and it's because of Zelda.
I won't.
Because of Zelda. Like, it's not because of Mario. It's not because of Donkey Kong. It's Zelda. Zelda's where they innovate, always. Mario is kind of, they do have innovations in Mario, but it's largely the same, pretty much the same thing every time.
I want to throw out some release dates just because we've been talking about it. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom coming out on Switch this year, September 26th. Mario and Luigi coming out November 7th this year as well.
Yeah. Let me hit on that real quick. So Mario and Luigi Brothership we mentioned earlier. This is the first Mario and Luigi sub-series game since Bowser's Inside Story on the DS in 2009. Pretty cool. I liked that game. Pretty fun. I really liked Paper Mario on the N64.
Loved Paper Mario.
Yeah, this is kind of in the same vein as those, except Mario and Luigi's got a little bit of a cooperative feel to it. Not literally. You're not like playing with a different person, but you control Mario and Luigi kind of at the same time. So pretty cool little innovative puzzling and platforming type stuff. And it's also a turn-based RPG combat style. So that's really fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, super, super fun. It's in a new art style than the other games, which I'm going to be honest, I'm not super crazy about. I don't know. I liked the old art style, and I kind of also, they just released Super Mario RPG Remake, right?
They did, yeah.
Why didn't they just go for that art style too?
I'm not sure.
I get that it's a different series. I get that it's a different developer, but it is a turn-based RPG, and I think it would benefit from that art style. And I don't, it's on the Switch, it's not on the DS anymore, and they have this like cell-shaded, super bold outline thing going on, which really reminds me of like the 3DS especially.
Yeah, I think they were just going, they were just in completely different stages in development when they were coming up with the art style, is my guess.
Okay.
Different creative visions.
Maybe.
That's probably two separate teams that are they're not even talking to each other. And then they both come out. So I'm not upset about it. I think the fans of the franchise are going to be excited that they're just getting a new game. And I think the art style will probably grow on you if you play it.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it too. I really like Mario and Luigi a lot. Brothership, the name, I was like, what is that? And
Brothership's funny.
And then they're like, there's a ship. I was like, okay, got it. All right, there's a ship.
Funny.
Right,
I like it. Other one, Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Yes.
New Mario Party game.
I feel two different emotions about this.
Okay.
I feel excited. I like Super Mario Party a lot.
He's excited, guys.
I'm excited. I really like Mario Party. It's one of my favorite series ever. I've played every single game, and I have owned every single game. There's not a lot, but
all right.
I love it.
We get it, Cody.
Not to brag. I'm kind of a Mario Party animal, if you will.
That was crazy.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm excited. There's a new Mario Party game coming out, but I am a little disappointed in how they kind of just abandoned the other Mario Party game on the Switch. Like, I feel like it was a really lackluster entry, and I feel like they could have given us more instead of releasing a new game that I'm sure is going to be full price, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked the new Super Mario Party on the Switch. It kind of went back to, if you know your Super Mario Party, you know that the N64 games were awesome. The GameCube games are pretty good, but then the Wii games incorporated this like weird co-op mechanic that was going on where you like all get in a buggy together and you like go, and it's kind of weird. People didn't really like it. So they went back on the Switch to the OG method, right? And the stars also cost 20 coins, like they should. So I was like really excited, but then I think there's like 6 maps or 6 boards or something like that, which is like, I mean, that's a lot for a Mario Party game, I guess, but this is a new era of video games. People want more. People want to replay more, and they need a continuation of things. And I can't remember what year it came out. I'm going to assume it was a launch title on the Switch. I think it was the same year, 2017. So it's been a while. I just feel like they've had a lot of opportunities to update Super Mario Party instead of releasing a new game.
Nintendo doesn't really do that.
Yeah, but I just really feel like it was a missed opportunity here. But also, in the spirit of not updating games, they are updating Nintendo Switch Sports online. So they can do it. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's something against their first party titles, maybe. They just don't want to touch them after they're done.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Because then it turns into like a live service game and it's not really...
I guess. I feel like it would really fit into the
Plus
Mario
they know
Party.
they'll make more money if they just release a full
Yeah, you're
full
right.
new game.
I mean,
because now they've built up hype.
Yeah.
Because people are waiting on it.
I'm going to buy it. And you know, and they also...
See, you're part of the problem.
I know, right?
Why are they doing this? You?
Yeah, because of me.
Because you own every Mario Party game?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So, okay, but Super Mario Party, and then they had that re-release
That one's
of the old ones,
Mario Party
too.
coming out October 17th.
October 17th is this year. Yes, this year, excuse me.
That's what I was most impressed by as
What?
well, is that a lot of these games that they announced at the Nintendo Direct have
This year.
concrete release dates, and they're this year.
Yeah, awesome.
Props.
Yeah,
Major props.
the new Legend of Zelda, you can play that in just a few months.
Yeah.
September 26th.
Huge props.
Yeah, wow, awesome. And Noah, speaking of soon release dates, we got some shadow drops, baby.
Okay.
Let's talk about them.
Let's talk about
So
them.
we got some shadow drops on Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion. That's the more expensive tier of the Nintendo Switch Online streaming service, where you get like the N64 games, you get the Genesis, you get Game Boy Advance, on top of the already existing NES, Super Nintendo, and what's the other one? Game Boy Black and White service. So we got some bangers here, Noah.
Yeah, we
Check
do.
this out. Speaking of Zelda, we got A Link to the Past with 4 swords.
Banger.
I am so excited about this. This is huge. This is really significant. I don't think people realize what a big deal this is.
Buckle up, guys.
You can't play 4 swords anymore unless
Really?
you have like a Game Boy and like a connector cable.
That's wild.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's like a way to mod it online or something like weird.
emulate it,
but that's
probably.
pirating, man, and we don't condone that here. So this is now the new way to play A Link to the Past with 4 swords. This was a hugely popular game when I was a kid, man. Like, oh my goodness, everyone played this game except me, it felt like. And so I was really left out. And then, you know, years went by. Now you can't play the game anymore. Super bummed. And then guess what, Noah? They come out with this. And they say, Cody, here you go, man. You know, you've been good. Here you go. Just for you, you can play it online,
Just
baby.
as long as you buy Mario Party Jamboree.
You know, we heard you buy every Mario Party, so we want to just give you
We want
this
to reward
gift
you
here.
just a little bit.
Yeah, thank
Give
you,
you little
Nintendo.
crumbs.
Thank you. My Nintendo overlords, thank you. Yeah, oh man, I'm so excited, man. I've never played 4 swords before. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness.
I'm so excited for you. And I hope it's
man.
everything you've imagined. I hope it's everything you want it
what
to
if
be.
I hate it?
That would be hilarious. You'd have to tell the pod.
Yeah, right.
You'd have to come on the pod and be like,
Guys,
it's garbage, guys.
it's a dark day, guys.
But that's not the one I'm excited about.
Oh, okay. What's going
I'm
on?
excited about Perfect Dark.
Oh, baby. We just keep talking about Perfect Dark around here. What's
It's
going
back.
on? Man. You know, that's so funny you mentioned that because Perfect Dark and Turok Dinosaur Hunter were both revealed, both shadow dropped. I didn't realize this. They're the first M-rated games on that service.
Let's go.
That's crazy. Let's
go
That's
adults.
So cool. Yeah, adult gamers. And it's Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark's awesome. I've been playing it on PC. And I'd love to play it on N64 to try out that abysmal controller just to see what it's
should
all about.
I bring it in one day?
Yes.
I can. We have it all.
We can do
hooked
that
up.
and play GoldenEye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm rocking you in GoldenEye.
Oh,
sorry.
bro.
Sorry.
I was born in 92. No shot. No shot.
See, every dad thinks that, and then these young guys who actually play shooters,
yeah, they
you just
forget we haven't played video games in like 15 years.
gonna get cooked.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I don't know if I like this game anymore.
Yeah. You know what? This game
It's not
sucks.
as good as I remember.
Yeah, this game sucks, man. Oh, it's not me. It's the game.
Stop screen watching.
Yeah, we'll put the blinders up.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, there's one more that came out on Nintendo Switch Online. Metroid Zero Mission. Another awesome
Cool.
Game Boy Advance game. Yeah, It is cool, Noah. I'll tell you
cool.
why it's cool.
Oh.
So this is a remake of the original Metroid, actually, and it expanded on like the story, and it gave us like Zero Suit Samus. It wasn't like the first real Zero Suit Samus, but it gave us like a whole section with Zero Suit Samus.
Cool.
Which is why it's called Zero Mission. And yeah, it kind of laid the groundwork for these other remakes, like Samus Returns, the remake, and stuff like that. So really awesome game. I'm excited to get into that because if you try the original Metroid game, it's like kind of
dated.
Yeah, it's just one of those NES games. It's just not play well anymore. It's just one of those things that didn't age well, which is a shame because Metroid's a very significant video game. But if you're into video game history and you don't want to have to deal with weird dated gameplay, check out Metroid Zero Mission.
On the way.
Yeah, there you go. And those are available right now. So you can go and play those if you have Nintendo Switch Online with the expansion pack. Go check them out. I'm excited for Four Swords. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah.
Excited for
I'm going to get into it. So I'll call you and we'll go online.
Oh, for sure.
Figure it out.
Sure. Let's talk about this next little segment. We talked about it a little bit last week when it released, but the Destiny 2 raid Salvation's Edge from the Final Shape DLC dropped. Smashing success. Raving reviews from Destiny fans and casual fans alike. Not only that, Cody, you've been playing Destiny 2 since that came out.
Yeah, I caught the bug a little bit, man. I forgot how much I love Bungie, you know?
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
I forgot how much I love old school Halo, and this has really scratched that itch, dude. And it's an MMO. It's great. Yes. I love I talk to you about RuneScape all the time, how much I like grinding in video games, like a weirdo. So this is like the perfect
you've been
video
on
game.
it. I've been on Discord.
Yeah.
Streaming X Defiant. I
got
see my activity feed.
I got like 20 hours or something.
Nice.
So far. I've been playing it maybe 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
So pretty. Not to brag.
I think I'm up to 60 plus in X Defiant now.
Damn, yeah, I see you on there all the time, dude. Man, oh man.
I'm loving that. I'm still in the top 2% in kills worldwide.
Dang,
yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'm having a great time in Destiny 2. I'm playing through. I went on G2A.com. By the way, listeners, if you don't know about G2A.com and you're a PC player, you need to get on G2A.com.
Get on it
right away.
Get on it.
That's where you get all your Steam keys, baby. I'll tell you what, I've gotten some good deals on there, which I'll get into right now. So I'm playing through the old expansions first because I want to do them in order, and then I figure by the time I'm done with all the expansions, like the Final Shape will be on sale. You know, that's kind of my logic.
Potentially. Yeah.
You know, we'll see. I don't know. It's $50, man. I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
So, and Destiny 2 is free to play. But
that's why they make it $50.
Yeah,
exactly. Because they've made
that's
the base
effectively
game
the price of their video game. You know?
Right.
Yeah. I get it.
Because Destiny used to be full price.
Yeah, sure did.
But yeah, let's talk about the raids. So they had their world's first competition.
Yeah.
Which they do, every raid drop to see, which fire team throughout the entire world. And they have a specific mode for it. It's called contest mode. So it limits some of the abilities and weapons to make it more competitive to see who can complete the raid blind first.
Wow.
And this one delivered, man. Oh my goodness. So this is officially the longest raid or longest world's first competition in Destiny 2 history. The total time that it took, 18 hours and 57 minutes.
Jeez. Oh.
Straight.
Dang.
Straight. And it was a fire team based in Australia.
Okay.
So that means when the raid dropped, local time for that fire team, it was 3 a.m. in the morning.
Nice.
So they had to get up, they waited.
They had an
3
advantage.
a.m. in the morning.
They were time travelers, so they had an advantage. Also, everything's upside down there too, so that's all.
Oh, maybe. Toilet spins the other way.
That's all I know about Australia.
Yeah, so it was crazy. So it was really fun to follow along on Twitter.
Yeah.
This was a team that was not streaming.
Oh, really?
So nobody even knew where they were, what their progress was. They just dropped. They're like, I think one of the players, his name's Tyrax. I think he's like a 20-year-old from Australia. He dropped a tweet on Twitter that said, I'm the... bleep it, best. I played so good. And it's just a screenshot of him and his fire team in orbit after completing the raid.
Nice.
And everybody was like, what are you talking about, bro? And so Bungie was like, we have rumors that a fire team has completed the raid. We're verifying it right now. And then like 30 minutes later, Destiny tweeted out officially from like the Play Bungie account. They're like, now announcing world's first with like all the Fire Team's Twitter handles and their stuff. So very, very good. Props to them. Playing any game for 19 hours straight is insane.
Yeah, jeez.
And so I was watching some of the perspectives on it. It got very competitive, very quick. And they started, the streamers that were streaming their perspective started just not even showing their gameplay. It was just audio or face cams or like a black screen. Sometimes they would just have like the enemy health bar and stuff like that. Because
so they wouldn't broadcast it?
So they wouldn't broadcast any of the puzzle answers or methods to defeating the enemies and stuff like that. So
hardcore.
Yeah, it got taken very seriously. Some of the spectators are kind of upset. They were like, if you're streaming, you should show your gameplay.
The winners didn't stream at all. You have the choice to stream or not.
Exactly.
Man.
And at the end of the day, it is a competition. Like,
yeah, there we go.
If they're going to stream the raid after the world's first comes, which is only for the first 48 hours, they'll stream the raid. They'll drop videos and guides and stuff. Yeah, it's not changing. But this is the world's. I mean, they're playing for the title.
It's a big deal, man.
It is a big deal. So I didn't think there was any reason to be upset at the streamers for hiding their perspectives and stuff like that.
Strategy, man. Strategy.
Yeah. Some of the stats from this clear, they had, it looks like a total of 8,859 kills just from enemies and stuff. A total of 306 player deaths.
Wow.
So let me do some math on that because there's 6 players in a fire team.
What's the KD?
So I'm not going to do KD, but that means every player roughly died about 60 times.
Jeez.
Throughout this 19-hour journey.
That's a lot.
And no respawns in raids, by the way. So they'd have to start all over every single time before they finally got it. So
60 times.
Yeah.
Well, at least, right?
Yeah. Congrats to them.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Everybody can go play it. And then when the world's first was officially announced, they then released a free-to-play 12-player mission that any Destiny player that has the final shape could go and do. And in that mission, you actually killed the final boss of the raid. You killed like the witness, which is like in the saga. Exactly.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I thought that was a really cool way to incorporate people that maybe are a little bit more casual and don't want to play a 19-hour raid initially.
Yeah, okay. So I'll speak on that a little bit because as a new Destiny player, sub 20 hours, they've been really good about trying to onboard new people for the final shape.
Yeah.
Because they had this whole timeline system, which I am just loving because I love doing things in MMOs chronologically, like trying to figure out which one was first and then doing it all the way through, as if I had been like in the game the whole time.
Part of it the whole time, yeah.
So I'm on like the second expansion right now. But yeah, it's really good about, okay, if you want to keep up with the timeline, this is the next objective you need to do. Okay, if you want to do the story, this is the next thing you need to do.
That's cool.
Hey, if you just want to do the free stuff, here's all the free stuff. You can do that, and, that kind of thing. And they're really good about, they give you like the first mission and most of the expansions for free if you want to, if you want to do it. And usually there's like a new class or something, or like a new subclass, something like that, So you can like try out the new subclass. Like I was able to try out the prismatic subclass in the final shape just a little bit. So, and it was really fun. But I haven't bought it yet. So it's just prompting me to buy it the whole time. That's kind of annoying, but that's like the only complaint I have. But yeah, I'm having a great time. Not very predatory, I don't think, but I'm also not really, having not been in the game the whole time, I haven't really seen
there
the
used
big
to be
drops.
some.
Yeah, I bet there was.
But they pretty much responded to player backlash relatively.
They also own the rights to their own thing now. So,
yes.
I mean, that's a good step in the right direction.
So, good on Bungie. Massive success for Destiny 2 fans. If you're wanting to go jump in and play it like Cody is, it's free to play. Hop on in. Final shape is still $50. And for Destiny players, congrats.
I'm Dinkus Dynamite, so come behind me. Dinkus Dynamite.
Dinkus Dynamite.
I play on Steam. It doesn't matter. It's crossplay.
It is crossplay. And then one more little story to wrap things up.
Indeed.
It is the Esports World Cup controversy. So I mentioned this a little bit last week, but the Esports World Cup is a new event that is going to be hosted in, I don't know how to pronounce this, Riyadh, I'm guessing?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. And there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this because this is not the first sport that Saudi Arabia is trying to get involved in. And it kind of gathered its own term called sports washing, which is basically when a company or country starts hosting or investing in sports to kind of basically give themselves positive PR to some of their controversial or negative takes or negative PR moments. So
we support creatives. Look at us, right?
So with Saudi Arabia, obviously they have a very strict cultural and political system when it comes to minorities, specifically LGBTQ and women's rights. That they're very heavily, hampered upon. Basically outright illegal in Saudi Arabia. So gaming is arguably one of the most inclusive and diverse industries in the world at the moment, especially esports. And so now they are organizing this new event called the Esports World Cup, hosting it this year. It's organized by the Esports World Cup Foundation. And it will bring together gamers, publishers, and fans from across the world under one roof for an 8-week competitive gaming bonanza in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The tournament will include top global clubs and organizations competing against each other across 19 titles, including Apex, Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, EA Sports FC 24, Fortnite, League of Legends, Rocket League, StarCraft 2, Street Fighter 6, and Tekken 8, among others. Clubs will be able to choose which games they participate in before the best performing team across the various championships will be crowned the ultimate Esports World Cup champion for the very first time. So it's called the World Cup, but it's not based on nationality. It's going to be based on organizations. So like Optic Gaming, 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, TSM, that type of stuff. It's also going to be boasting a significant prize pool. So over $60 million in prize money, which will be broken down into different categories such as player bounties. So that's going to be $50,000 for MVP awards per individual competition and prizes for the overall performance. So over $33 million will be allocated for the actual game competitions.
Wow.
The main controversy surrounding this is obviously a lot of players, commentators, casters don't want to be associated with Saudi Arabia, because of how, harsh they are towards these minority and the women community. And so a lot of players have said that they don't want to compete in this. A lot of commentators and organizers have said that they don't want to participate in this, as well as the Esports Awards has also been bought by a Saudi Arabia fund. And so a lot of people that have recently received awards or have hosted those awards in the past have come out and said that they are denouncing their esports awards that they've won and said that they don't want to participate in any of these in the past or in the future. So now this one is, I will say for clarification, organizers say the EWC is not funded by the Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, but instead it will be made up of a combination of the host nation's funding and sponsorship deals. So technically it's not coming from the fund that they've been using in the past to use these sports washing tactics, but it's still the host nation, which is Saudi Arabia. It's still their funding and sponsorship deals. So for some clarification on this, in 2023, Saudi launched the National Gaming and Esports Strategy, the NGES, which hopes to make the country the center of the competitive gaming world by 2030. That's their goal that they've publicly stated. And this is their next step in this by hosting the first Esports World Cup. And this is following last year's Gamers 8 event in Saudi Arabia, which boasted a $45 million prize pool. And the nation has invested huge sums of money into more traditional sports such as tennis, golf, boxing, and soccer. They tried to buy stake in the Washington Commanders franchise when that was up for sale. I don't know if you knew that or not, but they were in the running for that just in terms of funds. But I don't think anybody on the commission wanted to give them ownership of that. But yeah, the event will have over 645,000 square feet of venue space, features 4 separate esports arenas, and they expect to welcome 2.9 million fans through its doors, with the event to include 2 music concerts as well as 6 drone and fireworks shows.
Jeez.
So it's an insane production.
Yeah.
Just an insane event that is going to be happening. And it's sparked a lot of controversy. Cody, what are some of your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so we've seen this a little bit before with the Saudi PIF. They actually upped their stake in Nintendo last year to 8.3%, you know? And nothing happened, by the way, at all. But, some people are like, hey, they're starting to buy up Nintendo a little bit. So raising a couple of concerns there. But yeah, we're seeing this kind of creep into the gaming industry more and more. Now, when it comes to, this isn't coming from the fund, I think that's kind of beside the point. I think they're just trying to protest the host nation's government.
Correct.
Right. So it's not really about the money. It's about maybe the location. And even if it wasn't the location, then it would be about the money.
Right. Because people are going to have to travel here. It's an in-person event. Mm-hmm. So
it's there. So how are you going to treat people when they're there?
If
right?
you're a woman caster.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen?
If you're a woman esports fan.
There's a lot of questions about like
if
safety
you're
and
an openly gay or lesbian couple. Are you going to be able to attend this?
I wouldn't feel comfortable. I don't think
I would feel very in danger.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, this is a big thing. Me personally, I think it's very brave and strong that people have come out publicly and said they don't want to support this.
Yeah, and more people are doing it too.
Yeah,
that's good. How many players have pulled out so far, or how many teams? I'm sorry, because you had a number going. I'm pretty sure there's at least 3, right? 3 full teams.
Yeah, that have said they don't want to do it, but there's plenty of teams that have already said that they are going.
Okay.
I know for Call of Duty they announced their teams. 100 Thieves was one of them, which was kind of surprising to me. They're a pretty big American organization, but they said that they're going to be competing. Let's see. World Cup.
Well, that's kind of the long and short of it.
But yeah, so basically, that's it. They are going to be hosting a Modern Warfare 3 and a Warzone event for it. Guild Esports says that they're going to be doing a Warzone team. Falcon Esports, which is Saudi Arabia's main esports organization, they've already bought up some really big Warzone players. I think the past 3 world champions are on a team together now.
Jeez.
So it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
it's a lot of investment. On one side, I'm happy to see that esports is getting an event of this caliber.
Yeah.
A production of this stage, of this magnitude, of these many eyeballs and investment, because it's great for the industry. On the other side, it's coming from an organization from a country that I really just cannot agree or stand by.
Yeah, it's upsetting that the source has to be from this uncomfortable thing, man, because it would just be such a fun event if it wasn't there. But
one of our lights died.
Oh no,
in the studio.
That's okay.
Sorry, viewers.
It's telling us to get out.
It is. But yeah, so anyway. That's coming out. Let me see what the date is. I don't know if they have a date. Let me see.
Next year, 2025?
No, it's happening this year.
This year, really?
Yeah. Okay, it's starting July 4th.
Oh, really?
And ending August 25th. That's an interesting start date, too.
That sure is, buddy.
That is an interesting start date.
Oh, yes.
No, technically July 3rd. It's technically July 3rd. But I'm guessing the actual competitions are starting July 4th. It's they're having the first opening ceremony on July 3rd. Yeah. All right. We'll have to see how that goes. We'll give you some more updates on that when we learn more information from the organizations and teams that are competing. But that's going to be taking up a lot of headlines when that happens. Yeah. It's basically like the Olympics for esports at this point.
Yeah. I mean, as you heard, it's a big event. So, man.
2 concerts?
Who's
performing at that?
Not even in Fortnite?
Yeah, not in Fortnite.
We'll see. People are probably going to boycott the concerts too. So
maybe.
We'll see. We'll see who's brave enough to not go, who wants to go.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. Yeah. Well, that's all we had time for today on the Gamer Guild podcast. Thanks for joining us. I've been your co-host, Cody Robertson.
And I've been your co-host, Noah Bowers. We'll see you next time.
The Gamer Guild podcast is recorded at Augusta University's TVC lab. Our producer is Jasmine Garcia. Music is by Ethan Balducci. The opinions stated are that of the individual and not Augusta University.